The dude is insane. He's like a robot. He doesn't miss. Like, mashallah, he doesn't miss. It's insane. The dude is going to always get ball after ball after ball. And he keeps on digging and digging and digging.
They held on. They closed that match in the world #1 style. I think this was, as Haroon says, this is going to shift things because next tournament, I do not know who's going to win.
And it's awesome. I was always vibing with him, but I didn't know like why I'm vibing. But I'm vibing because his skill is awesome.
It is.
And they're getting the music on. It was really cool.
Paquito is playing the best paddle of his life for the past few years, I would argue. Back-to-back semifinals right now in huge tournaments, battling the best players in the world. And I told you guys that this couple is going to be awesome. Bergamini is really great. He even said it himself. This might be the best paddle I've ever played, and it's awesome.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Paddle Pulse podcast, powered by TSH Padel. I'm Yousef.
Hi, I'm Ismaeel.
Hola, mi nombre es Haroon.
This was an amazing week of paddle. I probably even like this P2 more than I like the Qatar Major.
It was nice.
So many amazing matches that we got to watch this tournament. So many awesome storylines. We have some new champions and we have some same champions. So let's get into this as fast as possible. Ismaeel, Coello and Tapia again winning a tournament. But this was against the defending champs. Chingalan were the defending champs this tournament. They beat them to take home the Brussels P2. Your thoughts on these? I don't even know what to call them anymore, but they have blown my mind. Your thoughts on these guys?
They're amazing. They're amazing. There's not much more words left to say. It's hard to describe how dominant and awesome they are as a team. This was an amazing run to the title in conditions that would make it harder for them to win this title. It was, the courts are slower, it's a bit cooler, their firepower is a bit neutralized by these conditions, and they just had an absolute brutal run to the title. Because in my opinion, they played all the teams that could potentially challenge them, and they wiped them out. They wiped them out, and we can talk about their run, but just today against Chingalan got the absolute perfect start to the match that they needed. Early break. They ran away with the first set. Didn't run away with the first set, but they got the first break early in the match, guaranteed that first set, and things looked pretty solid, pretty under control for Chingalan all the way into the middle of that second set. But I'd say, I think, they got broken twice in that first set, and then Tapia, something happened. You just realized the change in the level immediately in the first game of that second set. It was like locking. He just absolutely locked in. Winners, solid. The smash just all of a sudden was clicking. It was masterful. They're so mentally tough. They're so mentally composed. The turning point was that 3-all in the second set, which was absolutely brilliant. But they were the better level, and the last set was just absolute dominance by Tapia and Coello. I think Galan brings out the best of Tapia, and they deserve this tournament. They're amazing. They're unbelievable. Not to take away anything from the absolute stunning performance from Coello, but just Tapia was just amazing. Today was an absolute messy highlight reel from Tapia. We'll look back at the end of this year. We'll say this was one of his best matches.
You think so? Wow. Well, Haroon, did you think so?
I think I think everybody could agree this match was, Chingalan came out running, came out with some nice firepower, and they looked really, really well. Obviously, they won the first set 6-2. Looked like, maybe Chingalan could come in and steal that and defend their title. But then
it looked like they were coming in to steal it. It looked so.
Yeah, but then this is the theme of feel like every Tapia and Coello match where Coello just holds down the fort, holds down the ground, keeps them there, fights until just Tapia wakes up and he decides to take over. It's just he decides, now it's my turn. Now I'm gonna win, and then the dude is disgusting. He's disgusting. It's disgusting. That's the word to describe them. You want the word to describe him? That's the word to describe him. Disgusting. He's doing shots that he doesn't even need to do. It's like Guns and Tolito on steroids with athleticism. It's really weird. He's doing shots he's not supposed to do them. He hides his shots so well, and then he's just like, I don't even know what he's doing. I can't even imitate him. But yeah, that's the whole theme of this match. It's like, yeah, it looked like Chingalan were gonna take over. Maybe they could win this match, and then Tapia wakes up and takes over. And Coello's always gonna be Coello, just super solid and super tough to dominate. But Tapio's insane. He was in his bag today. Probably one of the best matches I've seen so far. And he wanted it. Like, had a lot of energy today. And again with the dropping on their knees. Oh, yes, we finally won another title. Oh, such a surprise. But insane, man. The dudes are beasts. It's awesome. It's awesome to see.
You know, I have so many different points that I want to get to about this specific match, and of course we want to talk about a few other matches. One in specific about this run, but about this match first. You know, Tapia in the beginning, it was you could see the game plan from Chingoto and Galan. They were attacking him at the back. Yeah. It was a complete attack. They were going hard. You could see they were putting so much sauce on their bandejas, and they were hitting them amazingly. They were low, they were deep, and they were so hard to get to. Every single ball is so low, double glass. He has to bend down. They were making him work. Yeah. Today they tested his fitness, and they tested those legs. Because anyone who plays paddle knows how much leg strength you need to have to be able to get down and get those low bandejas from the bottom. You have to like exert so much physical energy to be able to do that. And they kept coming at him, and again and again and again and again. They're trying to, is this guy going to break? Is he eventually going to break? And it was like a rope-a-dope with like Muhammad Ali, the rope-a-dope, and they kept coming at him and attacking him. And he just kept coming back, and he didn't give up. And they would come back and win the points. And then you reach a point where you start thinking, if I'm going at this man as hard as I can, he's defending from the back 5, 6, 7, 8 balls. He comes to then he's forced to go back again, and you still can't beat him. Eventually that breaks you. Yeah. Eventually it breaks you.
That's a great point.
As a human, it breaks you. And I think that today Tapia showed me how much of the defending prowess. He was able to defend masterfully. You know, when you said he woke up offensively, but he was there defensively the entire match. And obviously, because when he becomes great offensively, they can't send him to the back. And he kept making mistakes that you don't expect from Tapia. But to me, that was the thing that stood out for me today. They tried to attack him. They tried to go at him. And as you said, Ismaeel, the Belgium, it's slower conditions. They can make him play their style of play a bit more. He played it. And he outplayed them, even playing that way. And I just think that was amazing from Tapia today. Coello, and another amazing performance, just not rock solid, above rock solid, to be able to hold the fort until Tapia can wake up with you offensively. Yeah. And he did that in masterful fashion.
It was, such a good point. They did come at him all day at the back, and they were moving him around like crazy, like the bandejas to the middle, and then the angle volleys to the corner, to the fence, and Tapia was first of all, he was reading them all super well. He's there before even they know it.
Defensive masterclass.
It was a you're right. I think we can label this. Yeah. It was probably a defensive and offensive masterclass because what we saw
in the match, it was an offensive masterclass, but in the beginning, that second set, as you said, that 3-all, that it went back and forth, and we were watching. Remember, we were watching the match, and we're like, whoever wins this game wins this match. True. And it changed completely after that.
We weren't sure because they broke at 3-all, right? Yeah. And then Chingalan broke back. It was 4-all. Yeah. It's like, okay, they wasted their chance. We're back on even turf. Yeah. And then Coello Tapia break again. And then they hold.
Something I do want to point, which to me, like I was watching the match, and obviously we picked Coello and Tapia to win the tournament in the beginning of since last episode, and when we put out predictions, me and you said they're going to win in 3. And at Love 40, you can see, by the way, he hit the smash to lose the first set at 5-2. There was no reaction. There was no head down. There was no negative emotion. It was just, eventually this is going to turn. And you see that. I took that, like, as someone who plays at such a low level, I took that like, this is how you react. You don't react. You don't react. When it's Love 40, you get broken to lose that first set. And he hit the smash in the middle of the net, but there was no reaction. And that was the moment I'm like, okay, this match is very much alive. And Tapia just showed me he's mentally there. He's even keel. And if that's the case, God be with Chingalan because eventually he's going to wake up. And that he did.
I mean, it's no coincidence that all our interview guests, and you guys should go watch those interviews, said Tapia is the most mentally tough player. And I think we all agree here. Yeah. He's showing us he's probably the most mentally tough player. And it's not only just because of that reaction, which was amazing, right? Which is no fear. I personally felt...
Best reaction was no reaction.
Yeah, I personally felt there was no doubt in my mind that this match was far from over. But his communication, when you're listening on the bench, and the commentators are always talking about how well he communicates with his partner, and he's very open and honest, like with Coello about where he's feeling. Like he tells him, "Hey Coello, like remind me if I forgot the strategy. Remind me, like stop me in the middle." There was one of the matches he said that. It was against Karburger, and we could talk about Karburger in a second. He said, "Hey, I completely forgot the strategy. I wasn't even thinking about it. But just can you remind me and like stop and remind me if you feel me off, and like let me remind me what to talk about after each point, what we need to focus on." Like he's an all around like, and you're hearing the tone even if you don't speak Spanish. You hear the tone. The tone it's neutral, positive. You know, like he's trying to get them to where they need to be. Emotionally and tactically together, and he's a leader on the court. He's a leader. Like when you have this type of character and personality, just as a person, as a player, as a teammate, but then you're messy also on the court. Like he's complete. They're complete as a team, and Coello also the same positive, fantastic communication you can see from both sides. They're a complete team. This tournament just told me something that is very, very scary for the rest of the tour, which is if you cannot beat them on the slow, cold conditions in Brussels, I don't know where you're going to touch them, to be honest. I don't know where you're going to touch them.
We're going to ask that question.
It's not that cold, though. It's not that cold, but yeah.
It's cold enough.
Colder
it's
than
colder.
Whatever Santiago was, whatever
compared
Qatar
to
was.
Qatar and Riyadh. Or Riyadh was a bit windy at night, but still, like, This was for me.
You know, Haroon, to me, I felt like what broke Chingalan at 2-1. That point, there were so many crazy points from Agustin Tapia this match. And please remind me. Let's go back to giving Coello credit when I finish this point because Coello was amazing. But Agustin Tapia at 2-1 in that final set, they had break point. It's just crazy stuff going on, and then he goes out. Galan hits that smash, and you know it's one of those tricky smashes where it has so much topspin and it's barely gonna go out. And he finds a way to go outside, and then he just does the exit, and then Salida right into the net, and then you can see it right then and there. Chingalan were broken, and proof they didn't win a game ever since that point. It was 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 match over.
I don't agree with it. That's when they got broken, like spirit, like their spirit got broken. That was just an insane ball. Like that was insane. And like you said, those tricky smashes. It's almost like you want it to stay inside the court. You don't want it to go out because you know if it goes out, like it's gonna be so easy to hit back. So you just want it to hit the ricochet off the fence and come back. But I felt it. I felt like that smash. I don't know if it has enough juice. But I didn't think Tapia was going to do that. Like, I didn't think he was just going to dive and hit it on the backhand. You can't even see the ball.
Insane.
It's yeah.
You even look at, go back and look at the video. Look at Chingoto's face. He just looks at Tapia in desperation. It was like, what in the world was that?
There's so many of those. Was that the one at 2-1 or at 3-all in the second set?
No, 2-1 in the final set.
2-1
the one that broke them and it was
that's insane.
But there's also the 3-all, the exit that he got to break at 3-all in the second set. Yeah, wasn't there a ball that?
But that was in what Yousef's talking about was in the final set.
This final set, there was also the Chingoto smack at him, and then he got that backhand.
Yeah, but that was in the end already.
Corner.
That was in the end already. That was insane, but it was in the end.
Yeah,
that was a desperate.
We're probably going to win.
It was just a Hail Mary shot by Chingoto, but for me, the 3-all when he dives to break them at 3-all in the second set.
Yeah,
he dove. He dove. He can't see the ball. He dove, and he puts the ball in the net, like on their side of the net, like to win the point.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Wasn't that at 3-all? He did also that. He did that at 3-all.
That's what I'm
don't
saying. It's
remember that
disgusting. It's disgusting. Like that's
remember
that's
I remember
exactly
the
what
one
Yousef
where-
says when I do my insane stop volley backhand.
Yeah. You have
When he
insane
goes
stuff.
to my backhand volley and then I do it's just a stop drop shot volley and then it goes outside and then his reaction is disgusting. That's the same thing. That's just the same. That's the same. Me and Tapia
was
are just
amazing.
the same.
He was amazing. He was fantastic.
You know, Coello after the match, and like you can see the celebration, and then he's praising Mozart, he's praising Tapia and doing this, and like all hail Mozart, all hail Tapia, all hail Tapia. I just love how humble he is because he is spectacular.
Yeah, he's
like
awesome.
he should not be doing that. Galen, by the way, is afraid to hit so many smashes because of that giant called Arturo Coello. The man has so much athleticism. He flies so high, and you can only win a smash if it's like 10 meters above the net. That's the only way you can hit a smash over Coello. He causes so much pressure for everyone. And you can see, by the way, Chingoto does not come towards him when he forces him to hit that, when they hit the lob over him and he has to hit the bandeja. He doesn't come back at Coello. He goes at Tapia. He stays away from Coello as much as he can because his defense at the net is second to none. And his ability, I guess, is it defense or offense whenever, like, he's just lurking at the net, waiting. Hit that smash, Galen. Hit that smash. I dare you to hit that smash. And so many times Galen goes up and you can feel him winding up and you can see Coello just coming in. And he's okay, how about this? I'm just going to hit it. I'm just going to tap it back over the net because of Arturo Coello. And the man is just amazing. So I just want to give him credit too of how special of a player he is and how humble he is. Even though he is amazing and he does amazing things, he bows down to Tapia.
I would argue
Tapia
though.
does things.
I argue like that. Maybe Coello is more mentally tough than Tapia. Like I feel like he's also insane. Like he
of the
never
dips?
because he knows that he's the. Well, Tapia is the beast. Tapia is the one can go in his bag at any time, but he's always super consistent. He's always there. He doesn't have really big dips ever. Like it's really hard to see Coello dip. That's why everybody goes to Tapia, like Tapia, because Tapia then can sometimes check out. He's insane, but sometimes he checks out. Like Alcaraz, like in tennis a bit. He kind of Tapia reminds me a bit of Alcaraz, like in the tennis world, but. Yeah, that's a discussion.
Could we say that, like, if you want to, let's say boxing terms, Coello's the one with all the combos and the punches, and then Tapia's the knockout blow.
Yeah, maybe.
Like
You could say that. I mean,
it's
Coello is the foundation upon which this team is built.
Yeah, he is.
And Galan played really well today. Like just put this into context, Galan played an amazing match.
From the very first.
From every single point of view, to me, Galan played an amazing match. He played. I don't know. I don't want to say that was his best level, but he played an amazing match.
Today,
And
did we see more frustration?
I think
Did we see some body language that has shifted?
I mean,
looking up in there a bit more, being more frustrated, more negative gestures.
when they got broken in that second set, they were Chingoto errors. Not to pinpoint Chingoto, but like
Chingoto did do amazing things that game too. He won points. He won them. He kept them in the game, and he also lost.
He also lost. I have nothing bad to say about Chingoto. I'm just saying where the errors came from. They came from Chingoto. Chingoto had a couple of return errors. You can't afford those. It's not like you can't afford them. Tapia did them too today, but you just can't afford them against Tapia and Coello.
You can't afford them if you're Chingoto.
And you can't afford them if you're Chingoto. Yeah, because you don't have that offensive firepower to counter. Yeah. So I think Galan played amazing. And also, after we're looking at the end of this tournament, the team that played Coello and Tapia best, guys, it was Augsburger and Cardona by far. For me, they were the team that played them the best.
This is my favorite match of the entire tournament.
It was for me the match of the tournament as well.
I think it's going to continue to be the match of the tournament whenever, because it's 1 versus 8. If the draw doesn't change, it's going to be 1 versus 8 every time.
Like it's the best matchup, and I pray that we keep getting them to face each other. Yeah. And also just speaks to the run that Coello Tapia had, because they had to go through Alonso Arroyo, and then Cardona Augsburger, and then Bergamini, Paquito, and then Chingalan. Like, amazing run. Cardona Augsburger, Yousef.
I just love this pair. I love them more and more. And you know, Tapia said, remember last episode when we were with Saif, and we have to give him props because he said they give them like exactly what they do to others, okay? So they give them a taste of their own medicine. And he said they hate them the most because it's their style of play. And what did Tapia say after the match? He said, this team gives me nightmares because they do exactly what we do, but they have much more power than we do. Imagine Tapia says that.
That's insane. It's insane that he said that. And he also said that he was trying to smash like Leo, but he couldn't. Like when Tapia is saying that, like, and Leo Osberg, nobody smashes like him. Like I think it's time to just admit it. He's the best smasher in the game.
Nobody. And you know, which was Haroon. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I think I don't think they're better. I think Tapia is just being kind and nice because he's like, oh yeah, give them some props after we beat them.
But he's talking specifically, I think, from a smashing, just pure smashing.
Although he did say that, but Tapia's smash is still better. Like if you're pure power, Ausberger's insane. Like the dude has a rocket. He launches those balls hard, and whenever he gets a chance, he'll launch it. But as a weapon, as a smash, like just whose smash do I take in all types of variety? I'll still take Tapia, in my opinion.
I think.
Which smash would you take? Would you take Tapia's smash or Ausberger's smash? If you could just add it to your arsenal.
Like in an absolute, I would just take the Ausberger smash. But I think what Haroon is talking about is that Tapia's decision making.
But that has nothing to do with the smash.
Just as a pure smash. Well, as a pure smash, just power, it's Ausberger. Yeah. It's Ausberger. Just
Haroon, pure smash, it's Tapia to you?
No, that's the thing. Pure smash is Tapia. Why? Because Tapia can hit the ones behind the line. To credit to Ausberger, those on the back foot, just whip it and go outside. That's insane. Just regular ball, flat smash. Who has a harder one? It's debatable. But like sometimes I want to go kick. Sometimes I want to go the ones that kick and come back in the same court and inside the court. The ones that go out. So
it's Tapia for you?
Tapia for me. And Tapia, by the way, I wanted to say this, and I'm glad we had this conversation. Tapia has the easiest power. Like Tapia can generate super easy power, and it doesn't look like he's hitting the bar so hard. Ausberger looks like he's rocking it, and it looks fun. But Tapia just a flick and it's out. It's insane.
It does look effortless. It does look, to some extent, does look effortless. But
if you ask me, if you could just give me someone's shot and then just add it to my arsenal, 1,000% it's Ausberger's smash.
Wow, really?
I love all these things you're saying. Ausberger's smash of the man, like, oh my God. It's insane. It's insane. I love Tapia, but like the conversion, right? We need, unfortunately, Padel Intelligence, we don't have the stats. Hope they come back soon. But I feel like Ausberger's conversion is much higher than Tapia's, especially this last tournament. Tapia he has amazing smashes, but there are lots of smashes that were kept short. I think Ausberger doesn't keep them short that much.
He likes to pull the trigger.
I don't know about the conversion rate. I would argue that I think Tapia probably has a higher conversion rate.
We need the stats on it.
We need the stats, but like Ausberger has the stronger smash. Tapia's smash is much smarter. It's much more thoughtful. He doesn't use it just whenever. Ausberger lines up like if he sees the light of day. He doesn't even need to see the light of day. He can be on his back foot behind the service line and he'll launch it.
He has no idea what the
To be fair, guys.
Like if you ask him best bandeja, he has no idea what the back shot is. It doesn't even exist.
To counter that point, Yousef, like if you don't need a bandeja, then don't hit a bandeja. But that's beside the point. But like the smash where you're standing behind the line and the lob is coming slowly but high, and now you know it's coming, and then you're gonna hit the smash. Like everybody knows the smash is coming. I don't know if Ausberger doesn't just always like take that slow lineup. He doesn't go quick and hit the quick kick ones, like the ones that are slow. Everybody's standing and waiting, and then Tapia's like, okay, nobody's gonna get this one. Still don't know how Ausberger can do that one. You know?
It's to me, yeah, I guess. Well,
I mean, we're arguing about the two best smashers in the world.
We could go on.
Probably ever. Yeah. It's really hard to argue against any one of them. Yeah. And but today the first set, I mean, Tapia made a lot of bad smashes.
I'm telling you.
It's there were a lot of bad ones. So there is an argument there.
One last thing about this Augsburger-Cardona match, and
I have more things to say about that Augsburger-Cardona match.
last thing for me to say, and it was in that final set because they went toe to toe, right? And then in that last changeover, when they were serving for the match, Seba Neroni, who's the coach of Augsburger and Cardona, he said, "Don't hit the ball to Tapia. Go to Coello, and if Coello's going to beat us, we're fine with that." To me, that's one of the craziest sentences ever. Imagine your best case scenario is going to Coello. And you know what Coello did? He absolutely destroyed them. He made them eat their words because that last game, they went to Coello. Boom, boom, boom. Coello ended that match.
I think I want to, if I understood correctly, because I do not speak Spanish, so I'm not understanding.
No, I understood it because of
the commentator.
Gonzo Urbina.
Yeah, because Gonzo said that. But what I understood Gonzo was saying is that the coach said, go to Coello at the back. Go to Coello at the back. And they were going to Tapia. They kept going back to Tapia. So they're like, you're not, first of all, like that first game, they didn't implement the strategy. You're going to pay for it because Tapia is better than everyone. He's the better of the two at the back.
And Coello as if that's a good idea.
It's something. It's something to try. like it's just, I think sometimes you just need the game plan. Like at least to try to do something. Like Chingalan, they tried to go at Tapia today at the back. Did that work? No. So like they need something to try. Yeah. Or maybe you could say it worked in the first set. You could say it worked in the first set. It's not going to work for 2 sets. It's definitely not going to work in the best of 3. Like it's not going to work in 3. Like it's something you need strategy. You need direction as a team. So you need to try that. And it was in that match where Tapia said, "Hey, and I forgot the strategy completely. Just remind me what we're doing." And Coello was like, "Yeah, you need to wake up, like come to the net like quicker." Like he's like, "Yeah, sorry, I was not thinking at all." Like so, like they had that vibe. Like, but also just as a reminder, Karburger, they had a break point in that match in the final set. Yeah. They had, I think it was at the 3-all game. They had 30-40 to go up. And then they kissed that set and that match goodnight after they didn't convert. Like they had one shot at it. They had one shot at the break point. I think it was one in that final set, and they couldn't convert. And that's what makes Coello and Tapia amazing, because you're not going to get many chances, and when you get those chances, they're going to be more mentally tough. They're going to be more resilient. They're going to be more resourceful, and they're going to stick together as a team. And they're awesome. They're awesome. But Cardona, Augsburger, I told you guys from the beginning of the year, this is my favorite team, and Augsburger is my favorite player. And man, oh man, they are coming.
I just hope some guy named Alejandro Galan doesn't ruin this for us. But we're gonna get into that.
We did not expect them to give them a good match on these slow courts in Belgium. That was not expected. I thought they would be eaten alive. To go final set, to have break point in that final set against Coello Tapia, I was superbly impressed.
I guess when we're talking about Cardona Augsburger right now, I love the development of Cardona.
Me
Cardona,
too.
by the way,
too.
last year,
I love Cardona.
Last year, Paquito Navarro was absolutely, he was mentally. And he's a boy, because he's 19 years old. I felt like he was the worst person for him. Like the way, the body language. You're supposed to build this kid up. You're supposed to build him up. And we're gonna get to what that match before in the round of 16. But Cardona rose up to the occasion in that match, and he was amazing. And I think he's mentally improving week in and week out. So props to him for that. Even though this is the Champions of the Week segment, but Cardona, to me, I just wanted to say that because if I forget, I love Cardona. I love how he's improving mentally, and I think he's also improving defensively a lot. Cardona has been a completely different player this season, and I love him as much as I love Leo Augsburger, and I love this team.
Yeah, his confidence is going up, and they had their chances. By the way, Augsburger was making some mental dips in that final set, and Cardona was carrying it. So there's a point there.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Last thing before we end this segment, we need to say that's 9 consecutive wins for Coello and Tapia over Chingalan. It's now 12-5 in the head-to-head. I don't know. Are we going to see more of these matchups? I do not know. But this is complete dominance now. This is no longer a rivalry.
It's not.
No, it is a rivalry. It is a rivalry. It's final set. It's a final set, and they're going toe-to-toe. It is a rivalry, of course. It's not.
Well, agree to disagree, my friend.
No.
Well, that's
Yeah,
it.
agree to
You guys
disagree.
let us know what you think of Coello and Tapia.
Respect this team, my friends.
Well, other than Coello and Tapia on the other side, we did just speak of the Kings, the world number ones. Back. Better than ever? We'll see. But Ari Sanchez and Paula Josemaria take revenge, finally beat Delphi Brea and Geometry for the first time this season. Haroon, your thoughts on the world number ones? You had them winning the tournament from the beginning. Props to you.
Yo muy feliz, mucho feliz. I'm so happy. I picked them because nobody thought they were gonna win. Thought, Geometry, Delphi Brea, they're now in the spotlight. They're now taking over. To credit though, there was a great match, and they did look like they were the underdogs, and it was so hard for them to close that final set, and it was like
So hard.
Especially that last game was like, oof, wow, that was so much advantage deuce, crazy, and like we're coming up with insane shots, but they came back. They are world number ones for a reason. They've been world number ones for over 2 years. Ari Sanchez and Paula Josemaria, beasts. I have them here, champions lifting up the trophy. They deserve it. I'm glad I made my pick. They are now. This is a really spicy rivalry because now they both look like and feel like number ones. Like, although yes, by ranking they are number ones, Pablo Josemaria and Ari Sanchez, but the emotional levels keep on like going back and forth. Who's the one that's more dominant? Who's more confident? And obviously, Geometry and Delphi Brea have been winning for months now, and they're the ones that are dominant and dominating everything. But now, like, okay, it's now neck and neck. Now they're going toe to toe, and now the next match, you're like, I have no idea who's gonna win this one. It's like it's really up there. It's a toss of a coin, flip of a coin. And now that's what's exciting because also we have the whole women's draw is insane. It's awesome. We saw now some changes as well with the partnerships, but that was great effort. Great. They deserve to win it, and they're world number ones for a reason. Super fun to watch that matchup. It's like the Cavs and Warriors in the NBA. Like now they're just gonna keep on facing each other in the finals, and it's like, yeah, epic matchup there. And I loved it, and I'm excited to see now the next one because it's gonna be fire.
Yeah. You know, women's paddle is the winner here because you have an amazing battle for world number one right now. And, you know, this one had to go to Ari and Paula. It had to because it was starting to become complete domination, right?
Yeah.
We needed it was about time they got one to keep this rivalry coming. And it was very interesting from Ari this week because she did an interview with Marca and she was talking about like, yeah, they're coming and they're doing amazing and they beat us a few times. But the best thing is, she said how hard it is to be world number one and how, I guess, exciting and motivating it is to be chasing world number one. So she's saying they're having that struggle now of okay, we're in world number ones, new pairs. She said many different pairs are forming, trying to beat us. And she said, no, not worried whatsoever. And here they are. She's backing the words that she said and winning this tournament. She was amazing this tournament. Paula Josemaria was good. I think Ari Sanchez has stepped up her level. We did not see that the past few tournaments. So it was lovely to see that from her and lovely to see them winning this tournament. The world number ones for a reason. As you said, Haroon, that 5-4, that hold to win that match, that was clutch. That was so clutch because Delphi Brea kept coming and coming and coming. I dipped a bit, but Delphi Brea kept coming and they held on. They closed that match in world number one style. I think this was, as Haroon says, this is going to shift things because next tournament, I do not know who's going to win.
It was amazing match, and they should be very proud of themselves. Although you could come in and say maybe the conditions are supposed to maybe favor, I guess, Ari Sanchez a bit more and Paula Josemaria.
I don't know if that even...
But I don't know how much a factor that plays in the women's game as much as it does in the men's.
Yeah.
But also, like, after the match, the semifinal match that Geometry and after they had overcome Bea Gonzalez and Claudia Fernandez.
Match of the tournament.
And they came back from down a set and they were down a break. And to come back and take that match in the semifinal, I just thought this team doesn't know how to lose anymore. Like, they completely forgot how to lose.
Yeah.
And here we were watching in live time like I thought we're gonna see another scenario of the same thing.
Yeah.
Ari Sanchez and Paulo Josemaria needed 5 match points in that 5-4 game to close it out. Paulo Josemaria made about 3-4 really not
Remember, she slipped a few times, made some bad mistakes.
There were a couple errors, really unconventional errors from her, simple bandeja errors. And I love that you point out Ari Sanchez, because for me, she was the player of this match and the player of the tournament for them, because Gemma Triay has been playing phenomenal. And you could argue she's been the best player individually by far.
Yeah, you can't
and
argue
Ari
that.
Sanchez handled her very well. Yeah. She held her ground. She was not dominated. She knew that Gemma Triay wants to keep that matchup there and doesn't want to go to the Delphi Brea side. She managed that, and she was consistent. She got her chances for some volley winners. She took them. Delphi Brea had 4 amazing match point saves. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh my God.
Brilliant, clutch, masterful. Gemma Triay had unconventional errors from simple errors. She was either feeling the pressure or the fatigue in that final closeout game, particularly. Yeah. And Ari Sanchez just kept them in it. She kept them in it. And eventually, Paulo Josemaria was feeling the nerves, and I think, in that final set and final game. And boy, oh boy, was that an amazing game from Ari Sanchez. Doesn't look like she did something fantastic, but it was tactically perfect, and she was consistent.
She was there mentally,
and she did not dip.
She was there tactically, like you said. She was there physically. It was a great showing from Ari Sanchez, especially because we've seen the dips, as we said. But can we just, to me, the craziest thing, like match point down. I know she lost, but match point down, you get a backhand, and she hits a stop volley backhand on match point. Delphi Brea.
It's ridiculous.
What was that? She blew my mind.
What type of cojones is that?
Cojones that she has.
What in the world was that? That was nuts.
Yeah.
I almost had a heart attack here. Attempt it.
Yeah, exactly. And she unfazed.
She had 4 amazing match point saves.
Yeah.
She hit,
which made me feel like the tide's gonna turn, huh?
2 amazing backhand volleys that went for. I could not believe what she was doing.
Yeah. But Gemma's the one who let her down this time.
She did in that last game or set.
It was the last game.
The last game.
But this is amazing rivalry. Now we're at 31 apiece, Triay and Sanchez.
Amazing.
This rivalry keeps getting juicier and juicier. Like whenever this one takes the lead, the other one just comes back. So tied it up. I'm loving this rivalry so much.
It's amazing.
So much. And Bea Gonzalez and Claudia Fernandez, they're finding their feet back. They're finding their way back. Anyone who did not watch that semifinal match, I urge you to go watch that match. It was amazing paddle from both sides, from both women. And we have 3 amazing teams. 3 amazing teams.
Amazing. Honestly, I don't even know who's my favorite team or player anymore. I'm completely lost in the sauce. I just became a huge Delphi Brea fan after today's match. She might be my new favorite player, but also I really love Ari Sanchez now. She really grew on me a lot. And I'm a big fan of Triay. Love Bea Gonzalez. I don't know where to go anymore, guys.
We have lots of amazing players at the top in women's paddle.
I don't know where to go.
But that was an amazing week.
Awesome week. Yeah. Well, other than our champions, guys, we also have a lot of big winners this week.
So many stories.
Yousef, give me your biggest winner of the week.
We always give people with big names so much credit, huh? How about this week I'm going unconventional? How about this week I'm going with guys that maybe you guys as fans do not know unless you're hardcore. And that's Alvaro Cepero and Loco Torre. These guys were amazing the entire week.
Where did they come from?
They came out of nowhere. They played amazing paddle this week. We were so high on Libec and Garrido for some reason.
I was super high.
Yeah, you were super high on them. We were high on them. We thought they're actually going to be better than Nenno and Teo. But guess what? Cepero and Torre decided, hey, we're going to ruin this party. We're going to ruin the start of this friendship. They were down a set 6-1 and were down to break in the second set in that match. Came back to win it in really iconic fashion. I was watching these guys play. They were making no mistakes in that match. And then after that, they go on against Karburger, which you could argue is the second best team on tour. The second best team on tour. They took them to the brinks. And they had a chance. They were down. They were up in that final set. And in that second set, by the way, they came up, they won, and then in that iconic tiebreak, and in that final set, you're like, maybe it's their chance. But no, it wasn't their moment. But they took the second best team, in my opinion, to the absolute brinks. 7-5 in the final set. Iconic matches, iconic run. I love to see teams that don't get the spotlight make amazing runs like these. This was the team. They didn't go far, huh? They made it to the round of 16, but they actually caught my eye, and they are my biggest winners of the week. What they did this week, Cepero, by the way, no one wanted a piece of him in that match against Carburger. Not Augsburger, not Cardona. They're like, hey, Torre, we're coming to you, we're coming to you. Cepero was picking up everything, a defensive masterclass, an IQ masterclass, a tactical masterclass. Cepero and Torre. I love this team, and I loved what they did this week. My biggest winners of the week.
That's a good one. I like it. Haroon, who's yours?
I have to say, this is a guy I've been so hyped about for a long time now. And I think everybody's also, you guys as well, love him so much. That is Lucas Bergamini. The dude is a beast. Really, he's not flashy at all. But those that really understand padel, I'm not a genius at padel, I'm not an expert, but just people that play padel and they're just passionate, they understand how amazing Bergamini is. The dude is insane. He's like a robot. He doesn't miss. Like, mashallah, he doesn't miss. It's insane. The dude is going to always get ball after ball after ball, and he keeps on digging and digging and digging. And Paquito is playing the best padel of his life for the past few years, I would argue. Back-to-back semifinals right now in huge tournaments, battling the best players in the world. And I told you guys that this couple is going to be awesome. Bergamini is really great. He even said it himself. This might be the best padel I've ever played, and it's awesome. By the way, to point out, there's an insane point when that Yanguas and Nieto match. What a grueling, just an absolute grind of a match. Both of them are playing extremely long rallies, and to the point where it was, I don't know exactly how long the rally was, but it was at least 25 balls or something like that. They're just grinding and grinding until just an unforced error from Yanguas that hit the fence. It's like you made Yanguas get tired, and that was the point to set up match point. It's just like a death by 1,000 knives. Grind. Bandeja, volley to the fence, volley to the back, volley to the corner, bandeja, bajada. And awesome is Paquito's also playing really well, and they're complementing each other, and it's awesome. He's the biggest winner of the week for me. And it's in the people that really want to love watching padel and enjoy padel, watch Lucas Bergamini, especially these past few tournaments. It's insane, really. It's awesome. He's my biggest winner of the week.
Yeah, for me, he's someone that's continuously improving.
You know, one last thing about Lucas Bergamini. The improvement, Haroon, that you're talking about, we've seen it so much over the past 3 years. Remember, Ismaeel, we were watching him live when he came to the new Giza P2. And ever since then, when he was playing with Victor Ruiz, and remember they made to the semifinal, it was so iconic. These guys out of nowhere. He's been improving every year. He's been moving up the rankings every year. Now here he is. He's one of the elite of the elite. Back-to-back semifinals, as you said, Haroon. This is really, really just special, and it shows you if you put in the work, head down, someone like him, he's showing that you can do amazing things.
He's awesome. He's awesome. So fun to watch.
I love Lucas.
Yeah.
How about you?
Guys, I was not high on this team coming into this tournament, but my biggest winners of the week are Juan Teo and Martin de Nenno.
They're making us eat our words, huh?
They are making me eat my words, at least, because I thought that the Garrido Libac was going to be much better than them, but man, oh man, were they solid this tournament. And Juan Teo continues to show that he is rediscovering a level, or maybe surpassing a level that we didn't know that he had. And he's been outstanding. His smash has been superb. Second semifinal of the year for him. But I also want to give credit to Martin de Nenno, who has finally gotten back to the semifinals, guys, this year. He's been dry.
Yeah.
When he was with Garrido, he was high and dry. He was not seeing the end of the tournament. After playing with Juan Lebron towards the end of last year, he was starting to have good results, of course, with Lebron. But I loved the padel level they showed also in that last semi-final match against Chingalan. Very composed. the margins were very thin between them guys in this semi-final.
Yeah.
It was a break at 5-all in both sets. And I would argue there were a couple errors from Teo, I think, that were related to pressure. It's been a long time since he's been in these moments consistently. I think that's going to be something that he needs to work on. I did not feel that from Nenno. I felt that he was locked in. I loved his body language with his partner. I loved that the consistency and the aggression when the moments came to be aggressive. So very nice to see him back in the top, and that was a very, very nice run for them together. So it looks like they're going to be a problem.
Yeah, I like you're mentioning this team, but especially also Nenno. I felt Nenno was finally himself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I felt finally that Nenno is like a dangerous player. I wasn't scared of Nenno for a very long time now, like since last year when he was playing with Stupa, when they started to consistently lose against Chingalan and then they broke up. I wasn't feeling like Nenno is a really dangerous player or somebody that's gonna win a tough match. But now I really felt that Nenno had some juice, and he felt it. He was excited.
He rediscovered his confidence.
Teo also was giving him some juice. Like they were enjoying paddle again. I don't know if Nenno was enjoying paddle when he was playing with LeBron, but like LeBron's like, come here, young one, and I'm just gonna take you on to semifinals and stuff like that. And then I don't know what he was feeling with Garrido either. But I like that you mentioned Nenno because it's nice fun to see that he's back at a nice solid level.
Yeah.
This is a great start to this partnership, huh? So, fact they made to the semifinals, I think they're going to continue to improve. I love the chemistry between them. I love the body language that they're displaying every match. And as you said, the smile's back on Martin Nenno's face. Juan Teo has not dipped whatsoever. He's continuing that same amazing form. I think they're going to be dangerous going forward.
Looks like it.
Are you guys gonna give me credit for saying that Juan Teo and Nenno are gonna be a solid team? You guys weren't high on that team when that's.
We weren't. This is a team that has surprised me, and but we have to give credit where credit's due, and I think they're looking amazing. And after what I saw, this is a team I watched closely. I watched every match I could watch from the first round all the way until the semifinals. I tried to watch as much as I could, and I would buy stock in this team. I think it's amazing.
They look really good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna allow you guys one more honorable mention here for your biggest winner, because there were so many storylines this tournament.
Yeah.
So Yousef, I'll give it back to you. You can mention an honorable mention here.
Okay, so my honorable mention biggest winner is El Lobo, Juan Lebron, because I don't think people realize how insane it is to go from one side to the other side in paddle, and he does it like it's nothing. And we just talked about Juan Teo and how amazing he's been playing. Juan Lebron just moved to the left side. He's been playing on the right the whole year. He just moved to the left side this tournament. He's like, hey, come on, Alex Ruiz, let's go as far as we can go. Go to take Teo and Nenno to a final set, and does it like it's nothing. The way he's been able to play on both sides, this man is talented beyond compare. And I just want to it's just a small thing. I just wanted to highlight Juan Lebron, his ability to go from side to side like it's nothing. He doesn't need any time to practice moving, doing what he did. By the way, they were absolutely putting him in the fridge in that match. They put him in the fridge. Go back and watch. Nenno and Teo wanted nothing to do with Juan Lebron that match. It was Alex Ruiz all night long. Because why? Because Juan Lebron, even though he's on the left side, he's as dangerous as they come. So hats off to Juan Lebron. My man, you are supremely talented. And I don't think there's anyone on tour who can do what he does.
Juan Lebron is him. He is him. He is arguably the best player on the right. Even though his ranking might not show that at the moment. Juan Lebron is him.
Yeah. Yes,
Haroon, I'll give you an honorable mention.
Yeah, I think this is probably the biggest one, like the biggest out of all of the biggest ones, the biggest winner of the week. And that is Belgium, the land of the free and the home of the chocolate. What a great country to host paddle. They're really, by the way, they're really passionate about paddle. It was packed. An incredible crowd, very, very good crowd, respectful, but also very passionate in enjoying paddle. It was stacked, really. Like even the second court, the Tolito and Paquito match, was really stacked. People were just standing on the side, not even sitting on seats, just watching padel from how much they love padel. And such a great choice to make a padel tournament here in Premier Padel tournament here in Belgium. It's awesome. Everybody's been playing padel obviously since COVID times, and it's been booming so much, and they love padel. Land of the free, home of the chocolate, and home of the padel. Awesome. Biggest winner of the week, Belgium.
Yeah, you know, this is an amazing biggest winner, Haroon. I absolutely loved it. I love the crowd. I love the venue. I love like the entire atmosphere. Even though I wasn't there, I just felt amazing vibes. You could see how people are absolutely passionate about the sport. They're waiting, by the way, and you can even, before the Cardona-Augsburger match, they're just warming up. And it's on the third court, not even the second, not the first, where they're on the third court. They're standing on the side. They're just watching these guys warm up. And, you know, they just showed you how these people absolutely love padel. Belgians love padel. And I love this tournament, and amazing matches happen. And one of the reasons I love this tournament, not only because of the play and the amazing matches, because of the fans and how from the round of 16, from the early rounds, they are there watching women's padel and men's padel. They're watching it. It was amazing.
It was an awesome vibe because stadiums were packed and they were cheering. Also, the crowd was ecstatic.
And like this is a tournament I would like to go attend.
100%.
Yeah, I would love to be
This
there.
looks like it's going to be one of the venues where you need to go.
And all the players went, I think because they like the venue.
Yeah, they know.
After
That's the truth
after
test.
every great shot, like the whole stadium's like, whoa, like Tapia doing a trick shot. Whoa, it was awesome.
They felt like a very educated padel crowd,
Yeah.
which was very nice.
How about Ismaeel, you? One last one.
One last one, but guys, this is last, but definitely not the least, because Marta Borrero and Martina Calvo, welcome to the big leagues.
Awesome.
Coming from the qualies all the way to the quarterfinals. And when you take down the number 4 seed in Sofia Araujo and Ortega, and Martina Calvo is just 16 years of age.
16, iconic.
She is a young puppy, but she is not here to mess around with anyone.
Yeah.
They play an aggressive style of paddle. She's quite aggressive also from the left side.
She is.
And they have some power. Guys, these two women are impressive.
Yeah. Calvo, 16 years old. She absolutely outplayed Sofia Araujo in that match, and then they beat them eventually, ending that partnership.
Yeah, I guess you could say this was the turning point that ended the partnership. It was the end because of Martina Calvo and Marta Borrero. This was an amazing run all throughout the tournament from them, and really impressed.
Very nice that you mentioned them.
Yeah,
I love their win over Araujo and Ortega.
It was awesome. It was
This was an awesome set of biggest winners. It was really cool. This was a great tournament. But I want to also ask you guys about dudes. Cool dude moment of the week. Ismaeel, there was a cool dude moment I want you to mention. Take it away.
Yeah, guys, you know that really cool glass cleaner that comes in and changeovers?
Yeah.
And you know, he gets the crowd hyped, and there's like the music is pumping and everyone's vibing, and he's like doing all these moves with the thing wiping the glass.
Yeah.
I just discovered, first of all, that he's a celebrity, number one. Number two, he's a World Cup champion of window cleaning.
Wow.
What? I had no idea that such a thing exists. But yes, apparently there is a window cleaning World Cup, which I randomly found that on Twitter. And I was like, I recognize that dude. I know him. Those are his moves.
It was him?
And apparently that's the same guy that's doing the window cleaning, getting everyone hyped at the paddle tournaments. And it's awesome. I was always vibing with him, but I didn't know why I'm vibing. But I'm vibing because his skill is awesome.
It is.
And they're getting the music on. It was really cool. And then I was like, okay, I understand now why he's so skilled, because he's actually a World Cup champion.
You know, when you say, that guy that cleans the windows in the paddle courts, you'd be like, yeah. And if you ask anyone outside who doesn't know paddle, you're like, but if you're in paddle, you're like, I know exactly who you're talking about.
He's a dude with the beard. He's always hyping everyone up. And he's swiping and,
his
he's doing
moves
it
are just so smooth.
It's so awesome. It's so cool.
World champion.
Apparently a World Cup champion of window cleaning, according to my Twitter research.
Okay.
I didn't even know that exists. I also verified it with my Reddit research. So as far as I know,
extremely academic.
it is a very academic deep dive that I did, and he's a World Cup champion of window cleaning.
Well, that's
We'll take
At least he competed in it. I don't know, maybe he didn't win it because I tried to find if he lifted the window cleaning trophy. But he's definitely competing at the window cleaning championship.
We'll take it. It's
so
a
funny.
fact from now on.
so
Take it from your Padel Plus podcast says that's a World Cup champion.
Yeah.
He is the man. I
We
think
do
he-
need to find his name to give him credit.
yeah, it's Jose the Best on Instagram.
Jose the best.
Yeah, and so we'll tag him
Yeah,
in
Jose the best. You are the best.
Dude, you're so cool, man.
You're awesome.
And I think he also just started a whole new occupation, window cleaner. Because I came across an article, I can't remember the website. It's like, how can you become a window cleaner of paddle tournaments? What is it? You have to be good with the right and the left. You need to know how to make moves. I don't think it's that easy. He's a World Cup champion. Well, yeah.
That's absolutely hilarious to know.
If you're the
That's
best
so
in the
cool.
world, that's
like a
something
fun
that says
fact.
something.
It does. It does.
It does say something. And let's move on to one of my favorite segments, guys, buying or selling.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of new partnerships in the fold as a result of the action from this week.
Yep.
Let's start off with the first one. Haroon, I'll come to you. Alex Chozes and Sanyo Gutierrez are now partners. What do you think of that, buying or selling?
Oh, I'm buying. I'm buying some stock in that one. Not too much. I'm buying. I like it. Sanyo's been good, and it shows us really is hungry from that breakup with Alex Ruiz. Buying some stock there.
I like it. Yousef.
You know, we always say these young guys, they need to go take that master's program. And who better to take that master's program than with your idol? Sanyo Gutierrez is Chozes' idol. And you can even, we'll even try to put the picture here of when he was a young kid and he took a picture with Sanyo and he's going to get to play with him. I think this is amazing. I love this. I don't know if they're going to do amazing, but I'm buying this in terms of Chozes' development and at the same time for Sanyo to have someone with firepower and a guy with supremely talented by his side. I'm buying this team.
Full agree with you guys. I love the seasoned veteran with the firepower of Chozes. I think it will do a good job.
Yeah.
All right, Yousef, coming to you here. Jairo Batista and Edu Alonso are partnering up.
I love this. I love this. You know, I hated the fact that Fran Guerrero and Jairo Bautista left each other, but Edu Alonso is basically he's a pro version of Fran Guerrero. He is one of the guys who is in the top of the top, and you could say one of the best right side players on tour. And Jairo Batista keeps developing year in and year out. Last year, he took a big jump. This year, he's continuing to show amazing form. I think this is an amazing team. I am buying it. Buying.
Nice. Haroon, what about you?
I'm also buying. I'm a fan of Edo Alonso. The dude's a beast. We love him so much. I love everything about him. His energy is awesome. And Jairo Batista also has been developing, like Yousef has been saying. And I think the energy, the chemistry between him and Fran Guerrero, I don't know. I didn't love it. I felt like Fran Guerrero was too, pushy or too aggressive. Jairo Batista was sometimes too much on edge. So I feel like Edo Alonso is going to make him more relaxed and going to flourish even more. So I'm buying some of that stock.
How about you, Ismaeel?
You know, I'm buying because I like the composure of both players. I wonder if Jairo has the firepower to get them over the hump.
He's so smart.
He's
so smart, though.
He's very smart. So I'm buying. I'm not buying a lot of stock. I'm just buying a little of that stock.
Okay.
Well, on the other hand, Haroon, Fran Guerrero is partnering up with Javi Leal. Do you like that partnership?
No, I'm not. I don't love that partnership. I don't love it. I feel like Fran Guerrero, and Javi Leal both elevated their game, but I don't know about the chemistry. I feel they both probably decided they want to play with each other. That's why Sanyo and Jairo Batista left each other or partnering up with somebody else. But yeah, I'm not sure about the chemistry. I have no idea. It's the absolute wild cards. They could be insane or horrible, but I'm not buying stock there. It's too uncertain.
I don't have much to add to what you said, Haroon. I think my thoughts are identical to yours. It could be either insanely good or horrible. Javi Leal, I think he's a wild horse. Fran Guerrero is improving. They're raw talents coming up the ranks. But at the moment, I think each one needs to go do that master's program. So not buying. I'm selling this stock.
Guys, I hate that I'm agreeing with you, but I'm also selling here. I think, like you guys just mentioned, I think Fran needs someone to kind of show him the ropes and show him how to develop as a professional. I'm not sure Javi Leal is that guy.
No, he's not. He's a young guy too.
I don't think so. Guys, we just mentioned that Sofia Araujo and Marta Ortega's partnership is over.
Yeah.
And Sofia Araujo is partnering up with Andrea Ostero, buying or selling Yousef.
You know what's so funny? Because we actually had in one of the overreactions that I wanted to write is Ortega and Araujo going to leave each other. And but Ostero, one of the rising stars in paddle, And Araujo keeps improving. I feel every year she keeps improving as a player. These two are going to have so much power. They're going to be very aggressive. I am buying this stock. Buying for sure.
Nice, Haroon.
I like Sofia Araujo. I like Ostero. I like them individually. I'm not sure if I like them as a team. I think it's gonna take some time. I feel like to recover from that breakup with Ortega. Why? You were fine. You beat Josemaria and Ari Sanchez. It was an amazing win. Why? I'm selling, man. I'm not buying that stock. Sorry. I like them as individuals, not as a team right now. Not high on that.
Ismaeel.
I hear you. I'm buying.
Yeah.
Sofia Araujo is one of my favorite players, and Ostero is also one of my favorite players. They have a lot of firepower, which I think can differentiate them in the women's game. I'm super intrigued to see. I think it's going to be great.
Yeah. Lefty and righty combo. Remember when Saif said it's the best combo? You need lefty and the righty together.
Yeah. So, let's see, guys. Let's see how it plays out.
Yeah. Okay, guys. Well, we have a new segment this week, and because every single week when we're watching, there are so many amazing points, but some stand out. And which brings us to our next segment, and that is, what in the world was that? And to me, the standout point that absolutely takes the cake is the one and only Leo Ausberger. He was playing in that Supero and Torre match. I have no idea. I go back and watch this point like a few times every day when I remember. Let me just go back and watch this point. And you can see it. And Torre hits a rulo to the fence. And then, always a weird bounce. And he doesn't know what to do with it. And anyone else would probably they just try to probably hit into the net. He's like, how about this tweener off the back glass right to Supero. Supero hits a ball. I don't think he even expected that ball to come. You can see him. He hits like a kick smash, but with so little pace. And then Ausberger anticipates it so perfectly, runs to the net, and absolutely hits a diabolical backhand portres. I think it went even further away from the court than when he hits a normal portres. But that point to me was, what in the world was that? I go back and I watch, I'm like, what was that? I have no idea.
I have no idea how in the world you think to attempt a twisting backhand smash 3 meter and you knock it so far out of the park.
So far.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
A normal person would feel like, okay, let's do a backhand slice down, like in the corner or something. Yeah, that's a good ball. Diagonal backhand slice in the corner. Good shot. Probably like 90% wins the point. No, let's go for it's a smash just with an arm that's just dangling like a little wire, and then it just whips it out. What a crazy shot. That was insane.
Crazy. We want you guys to let us know. Do you have another one that takes the cake? But for us, it was this
360 backhand reverse smash portraits is insane.
Okay, guys, this is going to be a little bit of a spicy question here. So I want you guys to prep your creative juices here, and everybody in the audience also. What?
Come at me.
Yeah, prepare your creative juices. Everybody also in the audience, everybody that's watching here, before you hear my question, just prepare yourself here. And also think with us as well. Which team was you create to take down Coello and Tapia? Let's say who's the ultimate champions that you could put together to take down Coello and Tapia? Yousef, who would that be?
I was hoping you would go to Ismaeel first, because this one is such a tough one. It's such a tough one. And I'm sorry, Ismaeel, if this is your pick. I really am sorry. But, Juan Lebron is the guy on the right that can do damage to someone like Coello, right? It's not Chigoto. It's someone who has the firepower, who has the tactical prowess, who has the IQ, who has the confidence. And on the left side, you need someone to match that power. You need someone to be able to go toe-to-toe with someone like Tapia. So my pick would be Leo Ausberger and Juan Lebron. If you give me a team, because you guys, anyone who doesn't know, I say regreso has to happen. Galen and LeBron have to get back together. But okay, let's say that doesn't happen. Leo Ausberger and Juan Lebron, I think that team could be the ones to take down Coello and Tapia.
That's a great.
You took my pick. You took my pick. Of course, it has to be. First of all, last year when...
Sorry.
Well, yeah. It's I'll forgive you. But last year when Galan and LeBron broke up, When I was thinking if I was LeBron, I was thinking that my best option would be Ausberger. I honestly thought that from last year.
Do need to give you credit because you did say that.
I really thought that was the best option, but now we see that they care so much about ranking and so much about where they're seated in the draw that they don't want to take such big leaps. Yeah. But now that you mention it, like we just saw Nenno, well, he took Teo, who was at least 5-6 places behind Garrido in the ranking. So he took a risk, technically. What in the world is LeBron waiting for to get off Stupa? Like, what are you're not going to beat anyone with Stupa.
Disrespect.
You're not, you can't, he's not going to be
They
Tapia,
beat
he's
them.
not beating Chingalan.
They beat them.
He's not going to beat Chingalan. He's not going to beat Chingalan either.
He's going to be Ausberger Cardona.
He's not going to beat Ausberger and Cardone.
No. Yeah.
They did once, but that was when they were still puppies.
Yeah.
Now they're grown.
4 months
2 months later. No, but like, what's he waiting for? Like, LeBron should make the call. He called Alex Ruiz. Like, Stupa already didn't play with him. Qatar. Like, make the call. Make the call. No one's competing with Coello and Tapia. Make the call.
I agree with you wholeheartedly.
I think that's going to happen soon enough.
Haroon, how about you?
Such a tough one because I'm trying to think. I already have a team that I already have the team from the beginning of the year. I told you Stupa and LeBron is already well fit enough and they have enough weapons to take down Coello and Tapia, which they already did. And then Chingalan also, I feel like, is a team that as well could take it. But just for the sake of this exercise, I want to tell you guys a team who's a little bit unusual, and maybe you won't agree with me. For sure you won't agree with me. But Galan and Bergamini could be a very interesting matchup.
That's it. Like,
I think
they might, like, YouTube might stop our podcast if you continue with this.
Okay. Guys,
I know,
we apologize for Haroon's take. We absolutely apologize.
The
to anyone who
disrespect you
understands
guys
padel.
have to some of these athletes is insane. Disrespect
There's
not
absolutely
for
no
Stupa.
disrespect. I respect
You disrespect
them with all my
Stupa so much.
I love
and,
Stupa. He might be, by the way,
and-
the best defender at the net after Coello or even before Coello. But you just can't beat the top guys with Stupa. You can't.
They did. They did.
But This take, I'm sorry, bro. Sorry.
They did. But
Do you want to give us another one? Are you sure?
I have one that's gonna be that's
Give me
unconventional.
one more then. One more.
And this is
With no explanation. Just give me the names.
firepower, baby. Just massive firepower. Galen Ausberger.
Guy goes to the other side, you mean?
No, Ausberger goes to the other side. Or Galen. Galen would know. Galen, first of all, was playing on the right before. He did it with LeBron, and he did it before that. LeBron plays the right and left. Tapia played the right and left. Why can't Ausberger, why can't he sacrifice? Or why can't Galen? Like, you need to fight fire with absolute blazing fire. Yeah. The most firepower that can be combined outside of Ausberger Cardona is Galen Ausberger.
You know, this comes full circle because at the end of the day, we either go back to Regresso or Karburger stay together.
Yeah.
That's the only
Yeah, Karburger.
Like, I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts on this, but from our standpoint, after this discussion, there's no one out there other than that crew.
Thank you for mentioning that. If Galen or LeBron tries to ruin Karburger for me, I'm going to be super upset. All right? Because I do not need LeBron calling Ausberger.
Yes, we do.
You just said you wanted that
Ausberger?
team. You just said it.
That would be the only team you would accept.
I would accept it, but I still prefer watching Karburger.
Yeah, me too.
Over LeBron and Ausberger. And if Galen decides to call Cardona, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah.
That's a team I don't want to see for a second.
Because
So
breaking up
let's make a
Cardona
plea.
and Ausberger.
Let's make a plea to the ethos. Karburger
Is to be preserved.
Please stay together.
Please stay together.
Please stay together.
They need to be protected at all costs.
Karburger represent just pure, just fun, raw. Just go at it. This is the ultimate. Just play. Just play, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Innocence, beauty, hope.
I stopped liking this thing of the raw and the. This is a team that fights. This is a team that, by the way, tactically improves, tactically sound. They know how to adjust within the games. They're mentally strong, and they don't lose before they're supposed to lose. And they only lose to Coello and Tapia. They lose to no one else right now. So Karburger, this team, They're not raw. This team is.
No, I mean raw in their style of play. In terms of like, I don't think LeBron's gonna allow Ausberger to attempt that backhand smash off the glass.
He has to allow him to be himself. He has to allow him to be himself.
And LeBron, by the way, LeBron and Ausberger would work so well. It will work so well. Like they both play the same style. LeBron likes to put that pressure. Ausberger only knows one way.
Yeah.
Like,
or last thing before we move on, Cardona and LeBron back to the left.
Yeah, maybe, but I don't like LeBron on the left as much as I like him on the right.
Yeah,
so.
true. Yeah, agreed.
Could be, but that's just like like.
Well, that's a.
Galan better not call my burgers. He better not call them. I will allow LeBron to do it, but I'm not allowing Galan.
He has you shaking.
Because I think we're all predicting he's gonna call soon.
Oh my God, I don't want to see it happen.
And then when we see LeBron come back for force, and then you disrespect them. Mark my words.
We'll see. Well, that's really an interesting question. I love it, and I think I'm gonna keep changing my mind on who the answer is to that question. We would love to hear what you guys have to say about this. Who would you pick if you could pick anyone to take down Coello and Tapia? Who would it be? Let us know in the comments. Well, let's move on to my favorite segment of the podcast, and that is overreactions or not. I'm going to tell you guys a statement based on what happened this week, and you guys let me know. Is it an overreaction? Is it not? First off, Haroon, let me come to you, my friend. And that is, Javi Garrido has hit his ceiling as a player. Overreaction or not?
If you would have asked me this question maybe like 1-2 years ago, I would have said no, it's not an overreaction. But he's improved a lot since then, especially his defensive game, playing with Yanguas and then playing with Berga. And I feel like he flourished a bit more. So, no, I feel like he's still going to improve more, especially that Tino Lebac is going to take him to another level, I feel. No, overreaction, Garrido still has a lot to improve.
Ismaeel, overreaction or not?
So I think if the question is about his ranking, will he be able to improve his ranking beyond his best was 10? Can he ever get above 10? It's getting really crowded now, and there are people coming for those top spots, and I think his ceiling will go up as a player. I'm not sure if he'll ever be able to break into the top 10.
No time to break this down. Overreaction or not? Is this his ceiling as a player?
Overreaction. No, he has room to improve. No, he's still gonna. I'm choosing to believe in him.
Yeah. Yousef, what do you think?
No. I think this is a complete overreaction because he is extremely young. He's 23 years old. 24. Okay, and so young in the paddle game. 24. So he's gonna keep improving. I think the IQ comes with time. The calmness comes with time. And no, overreaction for me. That's a unanimous overreaction from us. Next up, this is an interesting one. Mike Yanguas and Coqui Nieto will be the first top team to break up. Overreaction or not, Ismaeel?
Overreaction for me. No, I do not think this will be the first team. Also, we just saw that breakups also can happen all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Nenno and Garrido broke up. There was no smoke. It was
no. There was smoke. We know there was smoke.
Okay, a couple of bad results, but like I didn't know, like it wasn't that much smoke, let me say. Okay. And so I wouldn't be surprised if all of a sudden LeBron's stoop was over. And that's the one I'm praying for it to be over. So, I wouldn't be surprised. So I actually would probably expect that before Yanguas Nieto.
Okay. Haroon, overreaction or not?
But you're saying top team? Like we had Edo Alonso and Alex Arroyo broke up.
No, I'd say top four guys.
Top four?
Semifinalists.
Tapia and Coello. Like, so Tapia, Coello, Chingalan, and Stupa LeBron, and then Yanguas Nieto. Like, no, I think... Yeah, probably because I don't expect all.
So it's not an overreaction.
It's not, but if it's only those four, they're gonna break up at some point because you have the number ones already. Chingalana is not gonna break up till the end of the year. Stupa LeBron is also not gonna break up till the end of the year. So yeah, fine, but it's not like, okay, it's not crazy. It's just how it's like fine. Yeah, not an overreaction.
He just announced 4 overreactions within his not an overreaction, right? Yeah, I also don't think this is an overreaction. I think this team, because semifinal, quarterfinal, that's exactly how the Super Pibes ended. So what's going to happen in the coming tournament?
No, but that's not the same, though. That's not the same.
The question is, who can they call? Who can they call? They can't call anyone, right? But they're going to try. And if someone says yes, if Yangos picks up the phone and says, Galan, let's try this. Let's give this a shot. Not an overreaction for me.
No, I don't think Yangos can pick up the phone. Galan has to pick up the phone.
Try.
Yeah, but I don't think he'd answer it. I also don't think...
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
True, but if Yangos called Ausberger's saying no. Probably.
You think so?
I don't know.
Ranking-wise.
No, I'm not 100% sure, but like, if I'm Ausberger, I say no.
Yeah.
But also, I'm very biased because I love that team.
Yeah, we all are. Well, last one. It's an interesting one. Haroon, overreaction or not, Padel is no longer a defensive game, but an offensive one.
That's not an overreaction. The game is completely changed, I feel, with it's all about finishing points and being very offensive and being very aggressive. It's the same thing, like now everybody's shooting threes. Everybody's gonna hit smashes from the parking lot now. That's the game, and you keep on charging up to the volley, and you're no longer waiting to just keep on playing off the glass. Same style as Coello, Ausberger, and Cardona. Take those balls, volley, and then approach the volley and try to finish. That's not an overreaction at all. I feel like the kids are now going to change to kind of play like that. I think,
Ismaeel, do you agree with Haroon?
This is not an overreaction, my friends. I think the Padel fundamentals are the same, but we're moving now into a much more offensive game, and all the credit goes to Galan LeBron, who they changed the style of play. It is move forward at all costs, take half volleys, find a way to get forward. That's what Coello Tapia does. That's what Karburger does. That's what Ausberger and Libak were doing when they were together. It's all about moving forward now and finding ways to finish points. Both sides, to win tournaments, need to be smashing powerful players, at least the big tournaments now. No, I don't think it's an overreaction. I think this is where we are right now. I think this is the situation we're in. And the players are now way too athletic, way too strong. It's kind of the way it is, I think.
To be credit, to give credit, by the way, it's not Galan and LeBron that changed. I think it's Paquito and LeBron right before them. I think that started to change the style of play.
Maybe. Yousef, what do you think?
You know, I'm having issues with saying overreaction or not, because at the same time, you know, today we just talked about Tapia, how there was a defensive masterclass, right? And then the offensive thing finished. It was finishing the points. So if you want to say at the top of the top, it has become an offensive game. But I don't know, but like, because you have to build at the end of the day. And also we said the defense, Coello at the front, he's defending from the front. You guys, this is a tough one. I'm going to say it's not an overreaction. I think it's shifting, but I don't know, because you can't win without defense, but can you win without offense? Bergamini says you can. Chingoto says you can. But I'm going to say
but
where
we're
team, going.
Though, as a team.
Yeah. Where we're going, I'm going to say by the way, this is a very nuanced thing.
Yeah, very.
But I'm going to say it's leaning 60% offensive, 40% defensive. So I'm going to say it's not an overreaction.
Yeah, and top of the game, you need to be offensive. And let's say that the defensive game is kind of basic. Like, you need to have it. But to win...
But like how Karburger evolved, I feel like they've evolved from, like Cardona has evolved from a defensive standpoint. Ausberger has evolved from a defensive standpoint, which has allowed them to be able to transition easier and move forward more to get to the offensive point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, defense wins championships, yes or no? Does it work?
Yeah.
In Padel, it was the case. Is it the case now? I don't know, but I guess we can have a conversation with a coach or someone who can break it down for us more.
I think the way the defense looks is different. The way defense looks is different now. I feel like
that's also true.
Like Karburger, they play defense in a different way. So it looks it's not like corner balls, low balls. It's different now. Like in the type of shot selection that the Bergamini and Chingoto take is different than Karburger take when they're on the defensive side. So that's the
I think it could be a full conversation with proper breakdowns. Yeah. Hopefully we do it soon with someone.
Yeah, guys, let us know if you like that conversation, and we'll break it down. Well, in the meantime, guys, we like to keep it honest and transparent here on the pod and let you know where we were right and where we were wrong. Well, let's start off where we were right. Well, we all had Coello and Tapia going for the title this tournament.
Let's go.
And we were right on that.
I decided not to be a clown this week.
Yeah. Me and Yousef, we called it in 3 before the final, so we were right on that.
Yeah.
Haroon, credit to you. You had Ari and Paula for the title on the women's side.
As usual, I'm the right one.
Well done on that.
Yep.
Where we were wrong, Yousef, me and you, we had Triai and Brea, and well, what a tournament that was. What a final that was.
I'm actually happy they lost because I love that Ari and Paula got one. Yeah.
Yeah, so we find the balance. We have no picks this week because we have a pause here.
Small break.
But that doesn't mean that the paddle content's going to stop. We're still going to have lots of stuff for you guys.
Yeah.
Um,
I do have a final question before we wrap up, guys. You know, every week I like to ask you guys something different. Since we all play paddle, watch paddle. And so my question of the week is, do you prefer playing paddle during the night or during the day? Ismaeel, I'll ask you first.
I think just gut reaction off that is I like the night. Like, I love the night vibes. I love the clear, dark sky, and you feel like you're in a stadium. Like,
Lights in the eyes, though.
the light does get in the eyes, but like I like the night vibe. I like the night vibe. Like, it just feels serene playing at night. I will say though that wind can ruin any experience, whether night or day. But just in general, I think I prefer the night.
Okay. Haroon, how about you?
Yeah,
Day or
the night is awesome. Imagine the night, the sun just came down and it's still nice and cool, still a bit warm, nice vibes. Also, if there's no wind, it ruins every experience, like Ismaeel said. But the night is always like, that's a good session. That's a good session.
Yeah. Yousef, what do you think?
You know, it could take away wind. We're not factoring in wind. Well, you know, this in the sun, it's like it's good weather out. If the sun's not that hot, and you know it's good weather, good vibes, you can with a slight breeze in the morning, I can see everything clearly. No sun in my eyes, hopefully. I'm still going with the night session.
You're just convincing me of the day session because I love getting in like an intense sweat. Like if I'm getting an intense sweat,
baby.
I'm loving that too. Yeah, and that's and during the day that's
sweat.
more
No,
like.
but the vibes at night, you feel like it's intimate. It's more intimate.
No, night. I love the night.
You guys let us know. What do you think? Do you guys like to play it during the day? Or do you guys like to play at night?
Yeah.
We want to know what you guys have to say.
Let us know.
Yeah.
In the meantime, that wraps up another episode of the Paddle Pulse podcast, powered by TSH Padel. Guys, we have a lot of nice interviews on our channel too, so check it out. And follow and subscribe so you can get all your weekly paddle content here.
Yeah.
And as always, see you next week.
Also, guys, one last thing. If you guys have anyone in mind that you would think would be an amazing interview, let us know in the comments. We'll see if we can get to them and make it happen.
Nice. Follow us on all our audio platforms. See you.
Vamos, vamos, vamos!